Hello, my friend. Do I have a podcast for you? Now, first, I want to tell you a little bit about my guest. He is a 23-year-old solo developer from Germany named Mateo, and he got the idea for his game while on a paddleboat trip in Croatia with his brother. They kept driving in circles over and over and over again because they just could not get in sync. And months later, while in the shower, the light bulb hit him. He took a prototype and made it in under 2 hours, posted a 10-second clip on Twitter, and before you know it, over 100,000 views. 4 months of development later, he launched Paddle Paddle Paddle, a co-op rage game about paddling a boat through increasingly difficult and more ridiculous scenarios level after level. Now, the crazy part is, 4 days before launch, Mateo only had about 8,500 wish lists, but post-launch, that, my friend, is a totally different beast. Paddle 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 kept getting picked up by streamers across YouTube and Twitch. Day after day, more people were playing his game, and Mateo, he would join the streamers to be part of the community and join in on the fun. Now, Mateo, he's wise beyond his years, and in this episode, you will learn the exact content strategy that gets major streamers to play your game without paying a cent, how Mateo designed for watchability, not just mechanics, and that turned Paddle 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 into a great game that people could not stop sharing. How he kept the game growing months after launch through things like free updates, player designed skins, and staying genuinely close to his community. And why Mateo hates emails and the one platform that he used instead to land all of these large streamers and creators. So if you are an indie dev who wants to build a game that actually gets discovered and played, this one is for you. Welcome to Freaking Cool Indies. Hello, or should I say Guten Tag, Mateo? And first off, thank you so much for jumping on and joining me today on the Freaking Cool Indies podcast. You have created a fantastic game called Paddle 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 that has managed to go mega viral, and I want to talk to you today all about your journey of creating this game, and honestly, just like your different marketing strategies and everything that, whether you knew or didn't know it was going to work, how did you get there? What was your hypothesis, and why is it that you kind of decided to go with that different strategy? So to kick things off, again, just huge congratulations on the success of the game. From the numbers that I've at least been able to find, about 143,000 games sold, almost $500,000 in gross revenue, over 60,000 wish lists. So once again, just amazing across the board, especially because you are only 23 years old, Mateo. Am I correct on that? Amazing. Again, 23, just doing really well on that side of things. And I guess just to kick things off, for anyone who maybe doesn't know what Paddle 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 is, Mateo, if you had to explain the game in one sentence, what would you say?
Yeah, like a co-op paddle rage game. So it's basically like Chain Together, for example, where you have to overcome like a big level, big difficulty with a friend. And it's basically just a paddle trip, So you are on a paddle boat and you have to overcome a big paddle level. So it contains about 7 biomes. The full game has about 4 hours of length. So it's a really big adventure with a co-op rage mechanic where you paddle in a paddle boat together.
Awesome. Yeah. And for anyone who is interested, like throughout the interview, I'll be throwing up some B-roll and stuff on the screen, but watching streamers play this game is so much fun. Like, again, I'm sure obviously that really dives into just how easily and how viral the game went. But, without even playing it, you can watch not even 5 minutes. You can watch 30 seconds of this game and understand, be like, oh, I get why this is so popular. It's so great.
Yeah.
And Mateo, when you first started, creating this game, you obviously came up with the idea. But when you first started creating this game, what was the first signal that, hey, I think I'm onto something real here? Was it how many demos were coming? Was it creators responding to you saying this is great? Like, what to you kind of triggered that you really do have something special here?
Yeah, I'm a really impulsive developer, so I just love to post development progress on Twitter, for example, and see how people react to it, So when I had the idea for Paddle 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 under the shower, I really wanted to make a quick prototype in 2 to 3 hours to just check out if the people like the mechanic, And I made like with Unity basic cubes and just like, made a really like basic level, made like placeholder assets from the asset store to just make a really like small level and check if people enjoy the idea of paddling together in a paddle boat. And I made this prototype in 2 hours, posted like a 10-second video on Twitter, and it got over almost 100,000 views on it, which was crazy big for me on Twitter. Because on Twitter, normal numbers for me were like maybe 100 likes for a really good post, but this post had 1.2 thousand likes, so it was really crazy for me already. And I directly saw people like this idea, so I can then spend more time to make the idea even better, make the level bigger, like implement more different mechanics, but everything based around the paddle mechanic. So I really wanted to keep it simple around the paddling, but maybe improving the paddling and I then added like different mechanics later on, of course, but the whole game is based around paddling together. So I wanted to keep this idea until the end of development.
That's awesome. And how many initial kind of like Twitter posts were you making? Was it just like you posted one about, hey, this is a concept I'm thinking about, and it went crazy, or did you have to post a whole bunch?
Yeah, I was super hyped already because the first Twitter post did really well already. So I then had a streak of like 2 posts every day for a whole week.
Yeah.
But then I decided to make a demo for the game because streamers reached out who wanted to play the game, and I was like, I have to make a playable version now because I have a teaser, I have a trailer which people really like, but I also have to deliver a game after that. So to be honest, I was really feared that I couldn't deliver the whole game because the game was super simple. It was just like 10 lines of code for the paddle mechanic, and then of course the level design and stuff. But the whole game, I think the whole game was done in 1 month, and then I just improved and polished the things, and um, the whole development kept to up to like I think 4 months of development in the end, from March to July. And I then in the end just delayed it because of Steam Next Fest, delayed it because streamers wanted to play the demo a bit more, and then I got Assemble as a publisher, so I wanted to delay the launch a bit more that they can make some marketing effort, and it was a big delay in the end. So the base game was done after 2 months, but it was then delayed because of events and then also because of streamer outreach and because I just wanted to keep the wishlist going up. Because
Yeah.
I think when the game was done initially, so the whole gameplay was done, I had maybe 4,000 wishlist, but it wasn't enough to launch the game because I had like the goal of 10,000 wishlists on launch day. So I kept delaying the launch day until I have the 10,000 wishlist. And then in the end, I launched the game. In like 3 days before launch, we had 8,000 wishlist, but then we were on the popular upcoming tab on Steam, and then it got 3,000 wishlists added, so we launched with 11,000 on launch day. So my goal was met, and I was happy, and I could then press the launch button.
That's awesome. Yeah, and I know, like even looking at different charts, like like you said, you launched with not very few, but 8,000, 10,000 wish lists. But at the time here, you're currently sitting at over 60,000. So the vast majority of your wish list obviously came after, as people started streaming the game, showing the game, and really talking about it. So I feel like that is, even in its own right, a pretty interesting approach, because most people, obviously, it's kind of like, oh, I only can get wish lists until I launch, and then after that I don't really think about it anymore, right? Or like that time's kind of passed, where I feel like you kind of had the reverse momentum, where it's like, let's just get on new and up and coming, and then from there just shoot out.
Yeah, I can also drop some more numbers about the game, because I think right now I can open Steam a bit, my Steam dashboard. Right now the game has 178,000 units sold, so my goal was to have 200k units sold after the first year of release. And the thing that I was really like surprised by is that wishlists are added but not really removed. So we have a big wishlist buy conversion, so people buy the game when it's on sale from the wishlist, but they are not really deleted. So the wishlist conversion is 20% right now, which is above average on Steam, so I'm really happy about that. But I don't know how to get the 70,000 active wishlists right now to buy the game. It's like we are trying to make the sale bigger, because I think our latest sale from Assemble, they managed the sales and stuff. They had like 30% of the sale right now, and on launch day we had 40%. So I think maybe people wait until the game is up until 40% again. So I think maybe when we have like a 50 or 40% sale, then we have like a big conversion. But we just want to know how to convert wishlist right now, because we have a sale as soon as we can. So on Steam, there's like this cooldown, I think, of 3 weeks after a sale, or 20 or to 30 days, something like that. So when you have a sale, then you have to wait 20 days after the sale to make another sale, you know. But games are only bought on Steam when they are on sale, so it's really like a problem right now because it feels like the game is going down when it's not on sale right now because the numbers are going up crazy when it's on sale again. I just want to make the game on sale every time, but it's the cooldown is really, yeah, sadly.
Yeah, I'm guessing even especially as a developer, not just for you, but indie developers in general, right? Like the game is only $4.99. It's not
Yeah.
like it's a $39.99 game. Like, and the scope is a little bit smaller, right? Like the people are you're expecting to buy this game, have one amazing night with it, play with some friends here and there, but it's not going to be it's not the next Mass Effect by any means. But
Yeah.
I'm guessing even with that said, like it must be pretty frustrating knowing that like even at 4.99 people wait until it's on sale for 30% off or you know what I mean just to go and buy the damn game.
Yeah, I don't think it's about the price. I think it's about the green on sale thing on Steam, you know? Because I
Yeah.
see people buy a game even if it's like 5% on sale. So they don't really give a, like, they don't really are interested that much into the price. They just really want to have the on sale button, you know? So I think it's something with the head, you know? Something psychology, like, you know?
Yeah.
Um, we're thinking, it's on sale, now is the best time to buy the game. But I don't know about that. I'm happy that it's still going super well and we are going on sale every time, so I'm happy about that.
Yeah, no, I wholeheartedly agree with you. I do think it is a psychological thing that Steam has created in their buyers, right? It's like, well, again, I want this game, but I know for a fact in 5 days, 10 days, 15 days, it's going to go on sale. I'm just going to wait, and for better or for worse. I actually do think it's obviously for worse when it comes to the developer side, but better when it comes to the consumer side. But regardless, and correct me if I'm wrong, also Mateo, but you were actually working on a totally different game when this kind of idea popped into your head and you said earlier in the shower, right? So was it like Rogue Jungle, I believe was the other game that you were working on? I was taking a look at the Steam page, the screenshots looks awesome. It looked more like, let's call it your traditional indie game that someone would be making, multi-year effort. And then from there, I'm guessing you kind of came up with this game, saw it blow up on Twitter and just like, you know what, I'm dropping this for right now. I have a new priority in my life.
Yeah, my journey is pretty crazy, like a crazy ride. I don't really know what I make tomorrow, you know what I mean? So I get ideas everywhere. So the idea for Rogue Jungle was on the vacation in Spain with my friend. So we were on vacation, and then when we were on the beach, I had the idea for I really enjoy Hades, so why not just combine the Hades dungeon crawling with deck building, where you can merge and like combine your cards to make more overpowered cards, and combine it with the vampire survivor like bullets, you know. So you have bullet heaven gameplay from the combat, then you have dungeon crawling from Hades, where you choose a reward for the next room, and then you also have deck building. So it combines my favorite three aspects from like a roguelike game and makes it into my perfect roguelike game, if you want to say it like that. But the idea was really like random, and I worked on the game for 1 year, and then I had the idea. I was on a paddle trip with my brother, so I think 1 year ago or 2 years ago, we went into a paddle boat and we tried to paddle a bit on our vacation in Croatia. So, but we didn't really make it far because I was not in sync, you know. My brother was really good, but I was not good. So then in the end, we drove circles, and it wasn't really like a success. So I tried to make a game out of this experience, you know. And at that time, I played a lot of Chain Together, Own the Up, Carry the Glass, all these co-op rage games, and really wanted to make my own co-op rage game because I thought it looks really simple from the mechanic. The level design is genius in this game, so I really enjoy the level design in Carry the Glass, for example, or in Chain Together. So I really just want to try out to make my own level design and make my own game like that. And then I just spent 4 months to make this game. So I don't really plan in advance. So I don't know if I will make the next big indie game this year. I don't know that right now because maybe I have an idea tomorrow, you know. And I'm happy that I can develop everything that comes to my head and I'm still creative, you know. So I think I'm at the perfect spot where I still have creativity, but I also learned after the 5 years of development right now how to make every game that I want to make. So it's like the perfect mix for a solo developer, I think. But it's like I don't really plan anything. I just make games because I have fun making games and don't want to lose the fun. So I just will stop a game if it's not fun anymore. To be honest, I'm deaf like that. Yeah.
Mateo, I love that so much. There's so many elements of that whole story that I absolutely love so much. And again, I think it's also even just to prove, or not to prove, but like even just to show, you've been making games for years, right? And someone might go and look at Paddle 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 and be like, oh, this was made by like a first time game developer, and he just, he didn't give it any effort. He just struck it rich. But the truth is that you've been making games for many years, right? Lots of you. I know you've already released one, the Macus Adventure.
Yeah.
So like you've already released a game before, you've worked on other games before, and the fact that you're going outside or just finding inspiration and figuring out how can I turn that into a game mechanic is so awesome. I love that. I love that
Thank you.
on so many levels.
Yeah, the journey because of Monkey's Adventure. It was Monkey's Adventure was my big dream game. It was a shark platformer game where you are a shark demon because I love sharks. They are my favorite animals, and I think sharks are really interesting. And I really enjoy watching sharks, for example, in Croatia. But it was like I just want to make a pixel art game because I like Pokemon Pearl and the pixel art style of the game. But I also want to make a Metroidvania because I love Hollow Knight. But I also really like Wind Waker, so I added like a 3D hub world. So Maki's Adventure is like my combination of my favorite games of all time combined into my dream game. And this game was on my journey for 2 years. I enjoyed developing the game every single day. In the end, it was a bit painful, like in the last, I think, 3 months where I finished the game, because I really enjoyed adding features, making the world bigger. But in the end, I had to fix bugs and finish the whole experience. And this was the painful part, because the last, I think, half a year was not adding anything more, but just fixing bugs, finishing the experience, writing dialogue, writing localization, and all the stuff that developers don't really like to do, like writing a localization script which can translate the whole game, adding multiple languages, and stuff like that. I don't really enjoy that, but I enjoy building worlds, making experiences, writing code, making fun movement is a thing that I really love to make. And yeah, it was in the end very painful, but I really enjoyed developing Monkey's Adventure.
Awesome. And before we jump over to the next section and start talking about your marketing side of Paddle Paddle Paddle, do you think you'll go back to Rogue Jungle, or do you think you're kind of leave it
Yeah.
and start building something new?
My plan right now is to first make 6 months or 7 months of development on Pedal 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 to finish the whole game with more maps, more game modes, like a level editor, console ports, mobile ports, and finish the whole game and bring it to all platforms. Maybe also like WebGL, bring it to the browser, Opera browser, for example. And then I also want to add more maps because I still have some ideas for the game and want to add at least one more map. And the second map is coming out in February, so next month. I'm really excited for that. But I also really want to have like half a year of development added to Pedal 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 to make it even better and finish it for my own sake, because I still have many ideas and just want to finish it. And I don't really like to to end a game development cycle just because I don't really want to work on it anymore. When the game is successful as Pedal Pedal Pedal, I will finish it and make it better with feedback from the players. And because of Monkey's Adventure, it was the same. I added a level editor, I added a racing mode, I added so much stuff after the release, I spent 1 more year after the release to make the game even better. And this is my plan for Pedal 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 2. But then I also want to finish Rock Jungle, of course.
Yeah, so you're gonna work on it for a couple more months, and then from there we're moving on, and then we're finally gonna come back to Rogue Jungle. I'm very excited to see Rogue Jungle absolutely burst through the finish line once you have completed it there. Okay, Mateo. So I want to jump in to the next section and kind of break down your strategies and your thoughts all around the marketing and just like the content engine that you were able to make for this game. So once again, huge congratulations on the virality of your game. And when I was doing research for this episode, streamers like Smitty, who has like 8 point something million people on YouTube subscribed to him, played your game, which has 2.5 million views on that video alone. I know there was multiple 100,000+ video views on YouTube of people playing your game. Obviously, large streamers, everything across the board. So before I go any further, just huge congratulations there, because that is phenomenal. Can you walk me through just your general outreach strategy? How would you source different creators? How would you reach out to them? Like, what did that kind of initial reach out look like to try and start getting people to play your game?
Yeah, I have only one word, Twitter, because I hate emails. emails are something I don't really enjoy because you don't have any like update, you know. If people like ignore the email, you just get not even like a scene like emote, you know. On Twitter, you have like a scene where when people open the DM on Twitter, then at least you get like a scene text under it, so you know the person has seen the game, maybe is not interested in the game, but then you can move on. But with emails, it feels like talking to a wall, you know, and I hate it. I hate emails because the managements are mostly looking for money alone. So if you don't have like $5,000, play my game please, then I think it's ignored many times. If your game is not super viral like Repo or Peak, for example. But people like Repo, like the devs of Repo and Peak, don't really write emails anymore. I think because the game is virality, you know. The game is viral. Everyone knows the game. But Pede is not on this level so far, so I still have to write emails and reach out to streamers a lot. But Assemble also really does the job good, so they do a really good job at that and write emails and send out Steam keys every day, I think. So they do a really good job at marketing. But I still love to tag people on Twitter because I like to make like a Twitter post every few days, you know. I also enjoy to make giveaways. I reach out to people who like post about games like Jake Lucky, for example, or Dexerto, which are two big like Twitter accounts who share indie games, share AAA games, and just post about game news. And I really like to connect with them, like write them in a Twitter DM or on Discord on their server, and reach out to them if they want to make a giveaway, for example. Because I had like one post from Jack Lucky which had 3 million views on Twitter, and it's crazy. It was crazy because his like followership is mainly streamers, you know, streamers or like gamers in the like I think 90%, and this is my audience. So why not just reaching out to them and ask if they want to share the game? Maybe if they want to share a trailer like exclusively, you know. So I will send them a trailer before I release a trailer, and maybe they want to share it before I share it, you know. And I just enjoy to give something in advance before I post it, like a trailer, a teaser, maybe some like up news or updates for the game. Like the racing mod, for example, was like released at a big event which is called OTK Games Expo from like Asmongold and all the big streamers there. And it did crazy for the game because they have a really big audience. And their audience are streamers, so it was a perfect fit for Pede. So I try to search for people who make content for streamers, like on Twitter, for example, or on YouTube, for example, too. I really enjoy to. I still write emails, of course, but I hate it. So I will maybe write 10 to 20 emails a week still, because emails are still the best way to reach out to people, even if the success rate is really low. But if you send out a lot of emails, and you will reach out to people in the end. And I found out that if only one person plays the game, then it will be like a big wave, you know, because it started by me reaching out to a German streamer called Funk Royal, and he's like a big streamer in Germany. He's like 3,000 to 4,000 viewers on every stream, and he's like a popular streamer in Germany for the older like community, I would say. But I don't know why, but he saw my trailer post on like the first like prototype gameplay on Twitter and said it looks really cool. And then later on I reached out to him with a demo. I said the demo is out now, maybe you want to play it. And then 2 days later he played it on Steam, on stream. And it was crazy because after that some like I don't know why, but some other big streamers from Germany played the game without me reaching out to them. Because maybe they saw a clip of him playing the game. I could imagine that, for example. But reaching out to streamers is you have to only hit one big streamer and then the rest will follow, you know? Or like at least some will follow. And then they will also have more streamers follow them, you know? So it's just like a lucky shot for some developers. Me too, for example. I was really lucky in the beginning that my tweet got viral and stuff like that. But I'm really just writing Twitter DMs. Like I still write like 10 DMs every day right now. I post on TikTok, on YouTube, on Twitter, everywhere, like Instagram too. But Instagram is really like it's not for game developers. I think my posts are really bad there. But on TikTok, for example, I still have a really big German community. I think 32,000 followers there on Twitter and TikTok, because I started to make TikTok videos 4 years ago. So I built up a community over years there. But then it helped me to reach more streamers there, because people would tag their favorite streamers in my comments and then they would see the video. And TikTok still helps me a lot to reach out to streamers and other people, you know. So LinkedIn too. LinkedIn helped me to reach out to like PR companies, maybe some other developers for collabs, for example. But LinkedIn is more like the dev stuff, So business and connecting to people, connecting with press people, but not really connecting with gamers. Because gamers are on Twitter, on YouTube, on Twitch, where the content is going viral right now, and also on TikTok, for example, on Discord too, for example. So I try to differentiate social medias a lot. Like I have, for example, TikTok for my community in Germany. I also have an English TikTok, but it's not really good because I have a German accent and people, I don't know why, but maybe I have to use a VPN. I don't know about that. But my posts there are not doing very good. I don't know why, because the German version of the posts are always doing good. So I don't know how it's going there, but I try to get to the algorithm.
Yeah. That's awesome. So you are really like you've done an excellent job of spanning off across the various different kind of marketing channels. How many hours a week would you say you're spending on, let's call it, the marketing efforts, right? Whether it's reach outs, whether it's creating these videos, because oftentimes when I'm speaking with other indie game devs, right, marketing for them always feels, oh, I'm trying to build a game, and this is just a whole other area that I'm trying to do. So how many hours a week would you say that you are spending on doing this type of stuff?
At least 10 hours, at least, I think. More like 20 maybe, because I will fit it in when I'm, for example, in the bus to university. So I don't really spend time making posts at home. I don't do that because at home I develop games. But when I'm, for example, on the way to the shopping center, buying stuff, buying groceries, on the way I still can make a Twitter post, for example. Because I don't really care, I don't really spend an hour to make an idea for a post. I will just post what comes to my head. And if there's no idea in my head, I will just make a progress update for the game. So I don't really think a lot about marketing. I just do it. Because in the end, the algorithm is random. So you don't know if a post is doing very well. And early on, I think 3 years ago with Maki's Adventure, I had some videos on TikTok where I spent 10 hours to make the video, edit the video, get an idea for the video, and it will get 20 views because the algorithm doesn't like it. And then I make a random video where I just show with my smartphone, hold it in front of my PC, and say who wants to play my game. I search for playtesters, and this video has 100k views, so it's really random on TikTok. And I don't really try to find content ideas. I just make content. I just make progress updates because if I don't have any idea, I can still, because I have progress every day because I work on the game every day, so I can make at least one new post every day about the content, about the progress. So I also like to follow this TikTok trends where there are game developers who make trends, for example, on Twitter too, where they say my game is inspired by blah blah blah. Three games are my inspiration with my game, and then I will just copy the trend with my own game. So in the end, it's either copying a trend that other devs invented, or just making content about the progress, or maybe I have a content idea. I also go to events, so I can post event announcements. I will go to Gamescom. You can visit me there. And then I can make content on the way to Gamescom, so I can then film my journey to Gamescom, film my booth there, and make content with other developers there. So you have to be creative, but not spend too much time being creative on social media, I think.
Yeah, Mateo, you are wise beyond your years, my friend. You are truly wise beyond your years. I wholeheartedly agree on. I feel everything that you said there, especially again going to Gamescom, right? Like now you just have a whole other plethora of start recording things, filming games. This is my journey to Gamescom. This is my journey at Gamescom.
Yeah.
This is what happened after Gamescom, right? Like you can just kind of take all of that, and for months to go, or months after that and before that, you can use that as a great focal point for some of your content in your community. And again, you just never know what's going to actually pop off. So sometimes it is the most heartbreaking thing about creating content on the internet is typically the one that you create that you spend the most time making is not the one that does the best. And it's so heartbreaking because again, like you said, you go and you spend 2 seconds to record a video and that's the one that goes crazy, and you get some mega streamer who sees it and plays your game and oh yeah, there we go, that's why we're all doing this. And Mateo, do you have a favorite moment or story or streamer that again when they played your game, one of those just holy shit moments of oh my god, I can't believe again X person is playing it?
Yeah, to be honest, it was more the German streamers because because I'm German, so I watch the streams from German streamers more than American streamers, for example. But of course, the Ludwig stream, the Smitty video were big highlights on my journey with Pedal Pedal Pedal. But I think the first big highlight was Paraplatte. He's like a big streamer from Germany, and he made a stream, but I didn't even know that he was wanted to make a video there or a stream there, because I reached out to him via Twitter DM, and he was like, yeah, sure, I will check it out. But I was like, maybe he just said it because of like being friendly to a developer, you know. But in the end, I think a few days later, when I was on my way to work, because on the weekends I work at the restaurant of my grandparents, so I was on the way there, and when I arrived at the restaurant from the bus stop there, then I saw the stream of them, and they had like 30,000 viewers on Twitch. It was crazy for me, but I couldn't watch it because I was working. So it was like the worst shift at the restaurant I had ever, because I was so excited but couldn't watch the stream, you know. And when I got home at, I think, 11 p.m., I then just sat on my PC and watched the VOD of the stream, and they really enjoyed it. In the end, they also made a video, and the video did really well. I think 640,000 views on the video, so it was a really big video. And I was really happy about that. But also, like Ludwig, of course, Smitty, because I dreamed of them playing the game, because I know they like to play rage games. So I kind of made the game for them because I had like streamers in mind developing the game. Because I knew the game is not really marketed through Steam, for example. The game is mainly marketed through content. Like one YouTube short had 7 million views on YouTube short on YouTube, you know. So it was crazy. And the channel had like 11 followers on YouTube. So I don't know why, but the YouTube algorithm loved the video and showed it to 7 million people there. So it was really crazy. But there were so many awesome things, like with Fanatical, they made like a top co-op games of 2025 list, and Pede 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 was there under like peak, under the Lego Voyagers game, I think. And it was crazy to see my game on the top co-op game of the year list from like Fanatical. And then also, like I saw, I think Dutch Comic Con, there was their booth at, I don't know which company anymore, but there was a big like gaming hardware booth, and they played my game there on a big screen. I don't even know why, you know. They didn't ask me, and I was super happy to see my game at like a big booth at an event. And they had like 10 laptops there where people could play Pede Pede Pede. So they seem to really like Pede 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 and have their own whole booth like made around Pede Pede Pede, which was crazy, you know. And it's like I wake up every day with new awesome stuff, you know. So Jonas Taylor, for example, who's like a really big game dev YouTuber channel, and he reached out to me with like an interview request, and I was like, I learned game development with your videos, so I was really excited to join him for an episode there. And yeah, it's really crazy. So many cool highlights, and it feels kind of like a dream, you know. And it feels like I will wake up every minute, but I don't wake up, you know.
That's so amazing. That makes my heart so happy. That's awesome, dude. When you come across these different streams, do you reach out to the streamer whatever the next day and just like a quick thank you so much for playing, or what do you typically do after someone covers your game?
Yeah, I tried to reach out to them via Twitter or via social media, but it doesn't really work because they don't really read their DMs. Because Paplata, for example, I think he has 1.5 million followers on social media, on like
Yeah.
Instagram, for example, so he won't really read my DM there. He read my Twitter DM, so I was thanking him on Twitter, for example. But the best way I found right now is to just comment under the video, you know, because that way also the like community could see, oh, the developer joined the video, oh, the developer is here in the chat. And they also found out the game was made by a German developer, you know, because I didn't know that I was part of the community and making the game. And it was really crazy. It was like, oh, you made the game, holy shit. And I was like, yeah, hey. And yeah, I just comment on Twitch, for example. I like to join streams and just write into the chat. And people are like, are you really the developer? Crazy. And I was like, yeah. But I watch the streams there every day. So I have like a tab on my browser here open with Twitch and the Pede 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 like channel, the category there. So I try to watch every stream and check if there are any bugs, any problems coming up, because that's the best way to get feedback from players, you know. Because mostly it's their first time opening the game, so I could find out a lot of bugs and see like footage how the bugs happened by watching streams and YouTube videos, you know. So it helped me a lot.
That's brilliant. Brilliant, my friend.
Thank you.
Okay, Mateo, let's continue diving in. And once again, I feel like you, for such a young developer, you have years of just amazing experience and insights that I have been absolutely loving to be listening to. But I want to dig a little bit more into what you had talked about before, and this is more on like the Steam launch, just your math, all that good stuff there. And I know at the start of the conversation you were saying that the game only took you about 2 months, 3 months, but then you started you stopped it from being released because you had a demo come out, then you had Next Fest. So like at the end of the day, do you feel that it was the right move? Like, what were some of the spikes, or what was some of the distinct things that came out of kind of separating out your demo from Next Fest and extending out that launch period?
It was just my personal thing because I wanted to have a demo as early as possible to see if the game is good, if the idea is good. Because I saw the gameplay is really like people like the gameplay from footage, but I don't know if they like the actual gameplay by playing the game. So the demo was just a proof to myself if the game is any like hidden gem, or like if I'm on the road to dig for gold, or if it's maybe just not gold, just smoke. So I just wanted to have a test for myself to see when people enjoy the demo and people love the demo. So the demo had like very good reviews on Steam and very good like creators loved the game, and it was really like good. People really enjoyed the game, I want to say. But in the end, I have to make the full game even better. Was my big fear because I spent I spent 2 weeks making the demo, and the 2 weeks I thought I had added everything which was into my head for the pedal mechanic. But then I thought, how can I even fill out like the whole size of the demo even more for the full game? Because in the end, I think the full game has 4 times the length of the demo. So the demo is about 1 hour and the full game about 3 to 4 hours of gameplay. So I thought about how can I make the full game now because I have not so many ideas anymore. Then I spent, I think, 1 week to make ideas for the full game, for the full game map, and then I just made the game and map, because I don't want to overthink a lot, and I just try to build out a level, and in the end, I also, crossed out a lot of different mechanics that were just too repetitive, not fun anymore, so I think before 1 week or 2 weeks before launch, the main map was twice the size, but I had to cross everything out that was too repetitive, not interesting, like not working in co-op, or maybe just too many potential bugs, because I don't like to have a mechanic that feels awesome but can lead to many bugs. And I then just like to cross out the mechanic and maybe keep it in for like a future map. So I can then maybe fix the bugs later on and make it for the third map, the mechanics that I really enjoyed but had too many potential bugs. But yeah, it was like, I don't really know, I just tried to make the full game, and it was like really random. There were days where I was like, I cannot even make the game. I'm not ready for that, because people expect so much content. But in the end, people knew it was a goofy game, so I was making way too many thoughts about that. And I just
Mm-hmm.
really had to like ramp up the goofiness, ramp up the dumb factor of the game, and make it even more dumb. Like I had like a quiz with math questions, and it lead to like very viral videos on TikTok, for example, where people had to like solve 2 plus 2. And then some duos had the wrong answer there, and people in the chat loved it. And the videos had millions of views on TikTok. So in the end, the goofy sections of the game, which are not really serious, made the best content and made the best promotion of the game. And it's just something that you will learn after the demo release. You will learn what is like the best thing about the game. It's not the pedal mechanic, I think, it's just the experience of like failing together and like screaming at each other and overcoming a really difficult game. That's like my experience I want to sell.
Absolutely. And again, even just watching some of the streams, like obviously it's funny when they're failing, but it's like it's the best feeling once they finally pass through one of those like really hard spots, and everyone's screaming. You can see like the little chat window going crazy. Like again, it's those are the moments that I get people really excited to continue watching this game and continue watching, like, oh my god, like again, this is like, I need to get this for myself, or I want to get it for my friends, whatever that looks like. And Mateo, when it came to the price, the price $4.99, like we were talking about before, was that always kind of the price? Was that something that you worked with the publisher on, or was that something that it's just kind of like, I think this is a valid price for how long this game is, or whatever that looked like?
It was a big thinking like experience because in the beginning I wanted to go for 2.99 or maybe even 1.99, but then a sample said maybe just 4.99 because games like Chain Together, Carry the Glass are sold at a higher price. I think Chain Together is $7 something, $7, and Carry the Glass also $5. So I thought, why not just make the same price as them, because we are the same type of game, and I think some people will not buy a game if it's too cheap, because people think it's just trash if it's like only $1. So I think everything between like 3 to 5 or maybe even $7 are perfect for rage games. But I wouldn't go too low because you can make it like a sale, And in the end, we had like 4.99 or like unique price for the original game. But then we had on launch day, I think 40% off, so people could buy it for like $2 or $3 on Steam on the launch day, in the launch week. So it was like maybe your price plus the sale on the launch day is like the best price, So maybe if you want to go for $4.99 for like your best price, then maybe go for like $8 or $10 and make 50% off during the launch week. Because that way I think it will be the best. And people often like recommend it to me, like big like PR agencies and stuff like that. So why don't you make the price even higher and go for a higher sale? But I don't even know about that because I'm not like a marketing expert, I don't really know how the Steam market works a lot. I think I got lucky a lot with the game, and I try to learn why the game got lucky. So I try to learn why Steam likes the game a lot. Because the whole game doesn't make sense to me. Like, there was a game called Backseat Drivers, which had 150,000 wishlists before launch. They had like 15 times the wishlists I had, but they performed way worse. And we are like the same type of game. Backseat Driver is about like a grandma and the grandson, and you basically one player has to see the road and the other player has to drive the car without seeing the road. And
Gotcha.
their game has the same goofy factor, the same like physics-based gameplay, and the same streamer-based gameplay, and it was played by more streamers. And the demo did really well. I think it had 1,000 reviews, the demo, but their full game didn't really made it that far. So I think it sold 70,000 units on Gamelogic, something like that, 50 to 70,000 units, and I sold 4 times almost. I don't even know why, to be honest. I don't know why, because I thought that game will perform way better, but in the end, I performed way better. So maybe I was very lucky, but I don't know why. It's
Yeah,
still something I
well,
have to learn and think about a lot.
yeah, and again, the Steam algorithm can sometimes be a little bit tricky, but a big part of it could also potentially just be the sheer like momentum and trajectory that you had, right? Like even though you had smaller wish lists, the fact that people kept coming and coming and coming, like signals to the algorithm of like, hey, let's leave this on new and trending, because I think you were there for about 4+ days, right?
Yeah, because Assemble said we will release on a Friday. I was like, yeah, sure, because Friday is the best day. Because if
Of
you
course.
know your game will be very good on launch day, and we kind of knew it because the demo was very good, so we tried to shoot the shot, and try it out. Because on Friday there's like the weekend ahead, and on like the weekends there are no new Steam games released. So if your game is the best game on Friday, then you will have the whole weekend on the front page on new and trending. And then Pede spent, I think, 4.5 days until Tuesday on the front page on new and trending. And I think on Saturday and Sunday it was even on the first spot on new and trending. And it was crazy for me. But I don't even know why, because on launch day there was also a big streamer from Germany called Hand of Blood. He had like I think 20 or 30,000 viewers on launch day. He was streaming throughout the launch, so people could buy the game during his stream, because I think he streams the game as soon as the game came out. And it was crazy to me. But his stream, I think, maybe even had the impact to get into new and trending, because I think his conversion rate is crazy because his community is really supportive. So I think people saw, oh, it's a $2 or $3 game made by a dude from his community, from our community. Maybe we can just support him and buy the game. I don't know how many people, because I have no link to track it, but I could imagine there was like 1,000 units sold from his stream alone. I could definitely imagine that.
That's wicked. That's phenomenal. And again, I do think that you obviously, like, you being German and you working, not working so closely, but being covered by so many German streamers has been such an amazing blessing for you to kind of, like, again, have that community behind you and be
Yeah.
excited about the game, because there aren't a ton of German developers that have hit like huge milestones. So it's really awesome to see the community get behind you and help support that, and again, play your game, buy your game, just to show some love on that side there.
Yeah, I don't know, because I saw a lot of like German streamers and solo developers and stuff, but I don't even know if they're like big solo developers from Germany. So I really want to be like on the top of the German solo developers. And I try it. I make it like I work on the dream every day, and I really enjoy it. And that's something I really want to keep. So enjoy like that I enjoy the journey, because a lot of the streamers when they like make the jump into full time game development, then they lose the joy because they have to think about money all the time. But I don't really care about that. I will just make small games, bring them out, and it will pay my rent because I'm only a solo developer. I need maybe $3,000 or $4,000 from my own saving in the end of a month, and
Mhm.
I think I can do that for the next years. So I will try my best to make it, but not really care about the money as much and just make games.
Yeah. And from the sounds of it, both just from your general your work ethic, your outlook on game creation, I'm very 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 confident that
Thank
you
you.
will be able to get that. Again, I think you've done an excellent job with your first mega hit, and something tells me that you're going to be able to replicate this again
Yeah,
at least one more time, and I'm very certain many times after.
there are rumors, but there might be a new co-op game in development right now, which will be
Oh,
announced
there
very
you
very
go.
soon.
You heard it here first, everybody. You heard it here first. Paddle 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 2 is coming up.
Not
Not
not a
just kidding.
sequel, but a whole new game, but also co-op friends love game.
I love it. Yeah, Friends Love again. That's the night after Rage. Then you got to go into Friends Love, and now you're really rocking and rolling. Mateo, quickly before we kind of wrap things off, I wanted to just touch on the localization and just the global impact of your game. And again, no, we spoke about Germany. I know we've spoken about how well you've done there. But the Asian markets was also really big for you. Again, I found that about 33% of all of your sales happened over there. Were you expecting such a big impact of your game in more of the Asian markets?
It was way more, to be honest. It was more than 50% from Asia, so it was crazy.
Wow.
Germany was nothing. Germany was maybe not even 10%, But I don't even know why, because Assemble said we will make like a localization for you, so they hired a localization company, and I have as the names from the localization company and the credit of the game. But um, they made the game, I think, in 15 languages, and we made German language, we made Korean, Chinese, simplified and traditional Chinese, we made Japanese, we made Turkey, I think. We also made
Was
I
there
don't
Ukrainian, Indonesian,
Russian
Russian,
also a lot, a
Polish?
lot.
Yeah, Brazilian, French, English.
And Assemble also localized the whole Steam page. So I think the whole Steam page can be also visible in, I think in Japanese and other languages, like with the whole text on Steam page. But they took care of all the stuff except the development. So I could make my game in my room, and they took care of the Steam page, of the marketing, of the release stuff, like PR company, reaching out to streamers, and of course, I also have a big network of streamers I reach out to, but they also like took care of the international way. But right now I have like because I think I'm still the person with the email on the store page on Steam, so I think that's why a lot of streamers reach out to my email, and I can then forward it to Assemble. But I had like even Hololive, a big like Asian, I think Japanese like VTuber agency, like reaching out to me with like their streamers are really really big in Asia. They are huge, and I think the manager from them reached out to me via email and said, "Can we have some Steam keys for our streamers because they really like the game?" So I don't know why, but I think VTubers and like the Asian market really enjoys Rage games. So I also watched a dev talk by the developer of Get to Work. This like where you are on all fours and have to like dive through like a big parkour, which is like about work life and being like an employee and stuff like that. And their game had a big wave of like players from Asia too. So I think this rage games and co-op games also are really popular in Asia. So I try also to make street like skins for Asian people. So I try to make a dragon boat. I made like a duck boat, because I think they love ducks or gooses and stuff. So I try to make boats for them. I also made a turtle ship, like a turtle warship from I think Korea, and Ascend reached out to me with the idea because their PR agency is based, I think, in Asia. So they reached out to me with ideas for skins. And I had then the big idea to make skins for them into the game. And I was like, yeah, sure, we can do that. I can bring the skins in tomorrow already, because I'm really fast. And I then just made some skins in Blender, some 3D models, placed them in the world, and people really enjoyed it. Like, because people think then that the developer really cares about them, and I care about my player base, you know. If I see some like problems in the localization, I will fix it. I will correct it, you know. And I really care about that people enjoy the game. And I make bug fixes and like more maps and more game modes for free, you know. I don't even charge money for like the racing mode. I make a whole new game mode for free because I really just want people to enjoy the game. And it's my honor or my task right now to make the game even better.
Amazing, amazing. One thing you should totally do for the again the Asian market with the skins is coming up. I think it's next month is Lunar New Year, and this year is the year of the fire horse.
Yeah.
So you should totally you should make a fire horse skin. And again, it's like I think that's also just a great content piece. It's a great marketing beat. It's a great way of getting people back in that market. So, you know, for Lunar to celebrate Lunar New Year, we have a new fire horse skin for your boat. So
It's
you know
on the
maybe
list.
just a yeah, there you go. I love it. Already one step ahead, my friend. All right, Mateo. To wrap things up, and again, this talk has been absolutely phenomenal, and I've enjoyed it thoroughly. But one thing that I do with every single one of my guests before we sign off is I have them pay it forward, and I want you to shout out any game developer or game that you've really been loving, and again, just give you the spotlight to shout it out from the rooftop so that we can continue promoting other indie devs in this amazing space. So, is there anyone that you have in mind that you would love to give a shout out to?
There are a lot on my mind, but I have one game from my German colleague. He's got Tom, and he made the game Spindle. And Spindle is an action adventure in 2D, but it looks awesome, you know. It's like a pixelized 2D look, and you can look it up on Steam. It's called Spindle, like Spindle, and it looks amazing. I love the art style, and they, I think, put 5 years into the development, and I meet them at every Gamescom, every event, and they are like awesome people. Really talented, but the game didn't do that well because it's like a really niche genre, you know. Action adventures from indie teams are not really popular on Steam. So I'm really sad about that. So feel free to check it out and give it a thumbs up on Steam because I really enjoyed it too. I played it at Gamescom. I even played it on my Steam Deck and I really enjoyed it.
Amazing. Links will be in below, as well as within the Freaking Cool Indies newsletter. I also include those games within my
Awesome.
recommended games. I include them within the newsletter as well. So again, please go ahead. Feel free to sign up there. Links will be below. And I take a quick peek at the screenshots here, and it looks awesome. The pixel art is absolutely phenomenal, and plus the little pig and the Grim Reaper with the scythe is fantastic.
Super cute.
I know. All right, Mateo. And lastly, where can the people find you? Where's the best place if someone wants to reach out to follow your work, to work with you? Where would be the best place for people to go ahead and find you?
I don't like emails, so please just reach out to me via Twitter DM or maybe even via LinkedIn DM because I am on LinkedIn and on Twitter every day for multiple times a day because I post there, and also I really just want to catch up with other people there and see what other devs are working on. So if you really want to reach out to me, and you're very, very welcome to do that, you can reach out to me via Twitter DM or via LinkedIn DM. And you can also write me an email, but emails are not really cool. I don't like emails, you know. So maybe be more modern and like try to push on DMs, you know.
Yeah, I messaged you on LinkedIn.
Yeah.
Just like, hey, what's going on?
I'm there very active, you know. There are people who send me an email, like not an email, but a Twitter DM or like a LinkedIn DM, and I reach out to them. Like I answered in like 2 minutes, I think, or 1 minute, you know, because I'm like I have it open every day on my PC. I have 3 monitors, so on the right side, I have my browser where I have LinkedIn, Twitter, my emails, like TikTok, YouTube to watch streams, and Twitch too. But on the left side, I have my code, my Visual Studio, and in the middle, I have Unity or my main program, you know. So when I have a new LinkedIn message, I see it directly when I'm working on my PC. So I won't miss it.
I love it. I love it. Again, the hardest working dev I've ever met. Between schoolwork, building a game, marketing, working at your grandparents' restaurant. Like what else? What don't you do, Mateo? What don't you do, my friend?
Yeah,
You need some
also
time to sleep.
I also make a manga right now, a comic. I can also quickly show it to you. I have it on my desk here, you know.
Absolutely, please.
I quickly just grab it.
Yeah, go ahead. I think this is a great time to talk about the Freaking Cool Indies newsletter while Mateo is going to grab his manga. Again, feel free. You can sign up below. Every week I send out different resources, talk about the episodes, as well as highlight different games throughout the community. So, again, great way to come and support Freaking Cool Indies. And Mateo, you are back now. So
Yeah,
let's
it's
go
like
ahead and I want to see all about it.
it's a whole big manga, you know. It's crazy big. It's like a whole.
Unbelievable.
It's like a whole book. It's like the book is full. Like there's even a boss fight, you know, and it's going crazy.
Are you drawing the art as well?
Yeah, I'm an artist mainly. I just learned programming because I want to make games, but I'm mainly an artist.
Mateo, again, you're like Batman, man. You're like you do
But
everything.
this year is just sketches, so the end will be on PC digital and will be way better. But I just enjoyed when I'm on vacation or when I'm in the park or going for a walk. I just enjoy to sit down on a bench and just make art, you know, and just sketch something with my pencil there. So
That's
it's
awesome.
my big thing, my creative thing, you know. I just because you can see it's really sketchy. It's not really like a fine outline. It's
Yeah.
just sketchy art, you know. Because I like to sketch a whole manga and then make it digital better, you know, and make it detailed in digital format. But it's just my big hobby to sketch something, and I love it.
I love it. I love it. What is the 30-second elevator pitch about what your manga is about?
It's mainly the game, but as a manga, you know. So it's Maki's Adventure, but in a readable form, you know. So it's the whole story for the whole game. Even some things are added, like because the game couldn't really tell the whole story with all the details. But in this manga, you will find the whole story of Maki from beginning to end. What happened before Maki got into the prison cell in the beginning, and all the stuff, you know. The whole story explained, and it hopefully will be out this year. Maybe even in stores, but I will try to do that. It will be at least
Amazing.
readable on my website, but if I can do it on also print it out on real books, you know.
Yeah. Amazing. All right. Your manga is out to do it, we will do a giveaway. We'll give out
Yeah, sure,
copies of
sure.
Maki as well as and we'll do copies of the manga.
Like a
Okay.
collector's box, a collector edition, something like that.
100%. 100%. Amazing, Mateo. Dude, thank you so much, my friend. Again, I thoroughly enjoyed this conversation. I think there's so many tidbits of knowledge that were just so impactful for people to hear. And, again, I think you are thinking about this entire thing the right way. So I do want to just say congratulations again. I want to wish
Thank
you
you.
nothing but success in your very early on stage of the career. I honestly laugh most times when you do post on LinkedIn because you do have the open to work banner on LinkedIn where it's like really it's like I truly think that you will do much better working on your own things, creating your own games, doing all that as opposed to working for someone else. So that
Yeah,
is something that I always do. I chuckle at myself because again, you are a brilliant young mind, my friend, and I really do want to wish you nothing but success in this
thank
video
you.
game journey of yours.
But I removed the banner, I think, a few days ago, so it's not there anymore. I'm not open to
Let's
work
go.
anymore. I am open to my own
Let's
work.
go. 100%, my friend. 100%. Well, Mateo, it is official. You are a freaking cool indie. I need to get a
Thank you
little
so much.
gavel or you know what I mean, but you are a freaking cool
You're
indie, my
also
friend.
freaking cool.
Thank you very much. I appreciate you greatly. All right, my friend. So with that is it. Again, for anyone listening, go ahead, check out the details in the description. You will be able to find everything that you need to get in touch with Mateo, to follow his journey, to download his games, and obviously stay tuned in the newsletter so that you can see when his manga drops, and we will do an awesome giveaway when that
Yeah.
time comes. So, Mateo, thank you again, my friend. I hope you have a great rest of your day, great rest of your week. And for all of our listeners out there, keep creating, keep being awesome, and we will see you on the next one.